Have you been to the 100-year-old Morgan Library and Museum in New York City on Madison Avenue? If you get the chance, you will discover a world-class campus.
The Morgan is a place where art, literature, history, and music all come together.
This is a place of learning, a place of beauty.
This wonderful coexistence of the old and the new.
An archive of human creativity.
The Morgan is about history and studying this creative work as it's happening.
A place where scholars can contribute new knowledge.
We're a museum, we're a research library, a place to come and gather and to really have an opportunity to experience some of the greatest works of human creativity from 4000 BC to the present.
And my guest is Jennifer Tonkovich, Eugene and Claire Thaw, curator of drawings and prints. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Lovely to have you. All right, the Morgan was John Pierpont Morgan's private library. He was one of the wealthiest financiers and bankers in the world during the Gilded Age. In 1924, it was gifted to the city by his son, Jack. Tell me about its amazing architecture.
Well, Pierpont Morgan started collecting really ambitiously around 1900. And he collected so much, it was overflowing his basement and at the other libraries in New York where he was storing things. So he knew he needed to build a repository for it. And he commissioned Charles Follen McKim of McKim, Mead and White to build him a marble library on 36th Street that would house his collections.
And we're looking at some of the pictures now, the ceilings, the walls, the tapestries, it goes on and on.
Yes, it was really wonderful because he could use both historic collections that he owned to decorate the building, but he also commissioned a lot of artists and artisans in 1905, 1906 to assist with the decorations. And so what you have is a library containing all these historic treasures, but that also is very much from the Gilded Age.
All right, along with the array of ancient books, manuscripts, photographs, what are the highlights of the drawings and prints that the Morgan has?
Well, we're quite lucky because Morgan bought a substantial collection of drawings in 1909 with tremendous depth by some of the greatest artists who ever put pen or pencil to paper, from Renaissance masters like Michelangelo, Raphael, but also 17th century Dutch artists like Rembrandt, the Fleming Rubens, and then into the 18th century with William Blake, a wonderful collection of works by William Blake, and strong holdings in the 19th century, especially by late 19th century artists like Degas. We also continue the collection up until the 21st century, so we're still collecting both artists of the past and artists of today.
In these modern times, how has the Morgan evolved? And it's 4 buildings now, is that correct?
Yes, it's an interesting campus because, you know, our oldest building is actually one of the 3 original brownstones that Morgan bought, and it was a brownstone built in the 1850s. And in fact, his son later lived in it. Then, of course, there's the library that he had built in 1906. The building that I'm in right now, which is a building that was completed in 1928 when we opened our doors to the public. And this is really the building that was conceived of as for our life as a public institution. And then after many years of growth, we commissioned the architect Renzo Piano in 2006 to help us expand and unify our campus. And so it really is a journey through New York architecture from the 1850s to the 21st century.
And Jennifer, finally, you've been there, you said, since the 1990s. Is there one thing that everybody wants to see there that is viewed the most? Is there something that comes to mind?
You know, there's a number of things that people are very excited by. We always have one of our 3 Gutenberg Bibles out, and that's a point of great pride because it's the largest holdings, you know, outside of Germany. And they're all very different.
Jennifer Tonkovich, thank you so much for your time today. So appreciate it. I can't wait to get to the Morgan.
You're welcome. We look forward to your visit.
Take good care. And for more on the Morgan Library and Museum, go to WTNH.com or the News 8 app.